Alright, so we made it to San Diego and our first stop is going to be Canyon Bicycles. So yeah, we're excited to go check out their headquarters. We might demo some bikes. Hopefully there's some trails close by so we can also go for a ride. I don't know how we're going to fit them in the van right now since we have those giant reins.
There's a lot of bikes back there. I'm not sure if we're in the right place.
It's like a gym.
It's like a gym. Very hipsterish.
This is very nice. It's very modern.
Wait, Hannah, I think we're getting closer.
Canyon.
We definitely parked in the wrong lot.
Yeah, we definitely did.
That's so cool. This is Canyon. Alright, so we want to demo some bikes, and the cool thing is they got this super rad sizing guide. What is that actually, so I don't butcher it?
So it's the PPS, the Perfect Positioning System. So have you take off your shoes for me, please. So your couple minutes to just get comfortable, straight ahead, get your height here, possibly go all the way up till it can't go any higher, and then hold it there for a few seconds. I'm just gonna get your inseam rings all the way up. I'm going to measure your torso length right here, so it's going to poke you right here in the clavicle, so just try and stay still for me, please.
This is a really detailed fit.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
You're nuts, Mo.
I'm not.
So yeah, just relax your shoulders.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Did she pass?
She passed. Flying colors.
Alright, so it looks like Hannah is a medium. That was really detailed. Alright, Hannah, should we break it to the audience?
Yeah, just break it.
There's road bikes involved. Hannah's signing her life away.
Signing yours.
Oh, you're signing mine?
What's your middle
name? And so how much travel does this have?
0 millimeters.
So what is this?
So this is called the VCLS 2.0. It's basically a split seat post. Acts like a leaf spring. So it gives you a little bit of
oh, wow.
on the,
It doesn't hold cookies there, right?
You might be able to slide one in there.
Hey, Hannah.
Yeah.
You got a cookie holder.
Oh, yes. Roadies for the day.
For those of you wondering, have I completely converted to the dark side? So really nice road bike. Di2, flat pedal.
Hey, here's Mo on a road bike, a sight I didn't think I would see, ever. And he's got his handy dandy trusty, I don't know what I'm saying, 510s.
Hey Hannah, I think I found out a good day to test out the Pro Frame. I think this is the perfect ride. I think
you think so?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Perfect.
And even look at those socks.
On your right.
All right, we're at the Porsche Carlsbad office. I think we're gonna see if they have any vans.
So Mo's inside the Porsche dealership talking to them. I don't know. I have no idea what he's doing. How'd it go?
It didn't work out that well.
What they say? Kick it out.
We are leaving the Porsche dealership. Apparently they didn't want to be a part of a video.
Hold my bike. Hold it. Hold it.
Cry me a river, oh, cry me a river. Alright, Hannah's riding down. Whoa, whoa. I don't think so.
I can do it on my bike. I can't do it on this. It's capable. It has some suspension.
Oh, it has Flex Seal.
Yeah.
You're good. So Hannah was challenged by Brian to a Z Swift. Or Zwift?
Yeah, it's
Zwift. To a Zwift challenge. 2, 1, go. Go, Hannah, you're losing. She's going home. She's done.
You're getting crushed, Mo. You're getting absolutely crushed.
These canyon guys are no joke. Alright, so as you guys can tell, we still a mess. The other cool thing is we are going to be demoing those Canyon Strives. So that's that long travel 29er that everyone's been talking about. So we're going to be riding with Canyon tomorrow morning on their local trails. They're going to show us around and we'll give you guys our first impression on the bike and bring you guys along for that. You guys know us, you guys know we like food, and we are at one of our favorite restaurants down here in San Diego. It's called Plant Powered. Alright, so this is Plant Powered, and they even have a drive-thru too. I don't think that we would fit through that, but they got a drive-thru.
There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul.
So obviously, as you guys can tell, the van still is a pretty big mess. It's only getting worse too. We really need to clean, but we have just been on the go non-stop, and the adventure continues today. We're riding with a couple of guys from Canyon Bikes. You stoked to try out some Strives?
Yeah. So Mo's looking for a snack right now.
I'm really hungry.
And I told him I'm snack. But I have apples. We eat those.
We have apples? Yeah, I'll eat an apple. So Hannah with her Canyon Strive.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, it's got the big ol' wheels. These guys are probably way better than us. They both work for Canyon.
That's not true.
And what was your name again?
Brian.
Brian. Oh, you're the animal on the Zwift.
Yes, sir.
And your name again was?
James.
James. So what bike are you riding?
The Canyon Torque. So
Oh,
a little
sick.
longer travel, but a little more playful on the descent.
Your bike is?
We got the 2019 Spectral right here.
Oh, sick. So you're on a new bike too?
Yes, sir. 160 travel up front, 150 in the rear.
And it's just smaller wheels?
Yeah.
And Hannah, how are you doing today?
Sore. My back hurts.
You're not a road.
I think
You're not
I'm
road
getting old.
condition.
Yeah.
You're not getting old.
Yeah, I'm not old.
All right, so heading to the trails. This is a trail system called La Costa. Steep switchback, no problem. This thing is insane. This climb's so good. But this is what I really want to show you guys. We have a little bike repair span thing with all the tools that you would need. Apparently it's the San Diego Mountain Bike Association, so shout out to the San Diego Mountain Bike Association. Good work. This is an awesome idea. Yeah, Brian. Woo, James. Not sure if you guys can see these California poppies. They are blooming right now. So this is the real test, is if a bike can wheelie. Oh, we got 2 wheelies now. Canyon bikes do wheelie. The bikes made it back. Hannah made it back. Brian made it back. Dude, Brian, you're a solid shredder.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. You too.
And he's also taking our muddy bikes back to canyons. And then good job, James.
Dude,
Freaking awesome. Ripping it. And
I named her Fifi.
Fifi.
is that your car's name, is Fifi?
Yes, sir.
So this is his shuttle rig.
Take it down any trail.
I think we can fit this in our van if you want to carpool. So we're here with Devin. He is the head of marketing.
Yeah.
And I just want to ask you a couple of questions of Canyon. So what's Canyon doing right now?
Canyon is doing a lot of things. So we've got a beautiful showroom which launched in the last year. We've got a ton of events lined up this year. We've got a new demo program, and then a whole bunch of new bikes in the lineup, which I think you guys got familiar with just recently.
Brad, and so what would you say sets Canyon apart from not only other bike companies, but also other direct-to-consumer brands?
Yeah, you know, we really focus on the customer experience. So we want to make sure that people can easily find a bike that fits. It's easy to assemble in their own home or via VeloFix or another assembly partner. It's easy to make sure you fall in love with the bike via our 30-day test ride program, which is not really offered by a lot of other direct-to-consumer brands.
In terms of your guys' return policy, because you touched briefly on that, so you told me that if I buy a bike, I'm not stoked with it, it doesn't fit right, I can return it. How does that whole program work?
Yeah, it's a 30-day return policy. So find the bike that's going to fit you, that you're interested in, that you want experience on, order it. It's delivered to your home. Takes about 15 minutes to assemble out of the box. All the tools are included, and then you have 30 days. Clock starts ticking. You have 30 days to try it on your home trails, ride around the block, figure out if it's exactly the bike for you. If it's not, if you need a different size, a different color, a different spec, a different model, you're welcome to return it. We pay the shipping charge. All risk is on us.
Right, and so I know there's going to be a lot of comments in terms of exclusions. Obviously, as a company, you guys don't want the system abused too much.
Yeah.
So what are some restrictions or exclusions?
We're actually pretty confident that you're going to fall in love with your Canyon, and right now it's a fairly open return policy. So as of right now, as long as you don't absolutely abuse the bike, you're welcome to return it for a full refund. It's really that simple.
Oh, do you guys have any ones that have been returned that maybe Hannah can have?
We do list everything on the outlet, so yeah, we can work on that one, but we list everything on the outlet, so all the returns are actually posted at a reasonable discount online.
Can we return our personal bikes? They're not Canyons. You guys do? Oh no, sorry, Hannah, I tried. Well, thanks so much, dude. We really appreciate it. And then also that demo tour that you talked about.
Yeah.
You guys said there's gonna be 65 dates this year.
Yeah. So this is year 2 for Canyon in the U.S. And last year we realized that the #1 request was, how do I try a Canyon? And of course we have that 30-day test ride that we talked about, but we're fully hitting the road. So we've got 2 trucks full of 60 bikes each that are traveling all over the US this year. We're doing 60 events, most of which are active demo events. So we'll be listing everything on our Facebook page under the events section, so you can see where Canyon's gonna be and line up your test ride experience.
Right, and then I guess the most important question I'm gonna ask you today, who's a cooler company, you guys or YT?
You know, they're pretty cool. But they have one thing to do, and that's sell mountain bikes. We do road, we do gravel, we do triathlon, we do cyclocross, we do lifestyle. So maybe our kind of definition of cool is a hell of a lot broader.
Yeah, and you guys also make cappuccinos for people who come in.
We do.
Give out free LaCroix.
Free coffee all day long. Free LaCroix.
Hannah's stoked. I don't know, YT, you guys might want to step up your LaCroix game. So. Well, thanks so much, Devin. Appreciate it, man. Woo! So we are here with Felipe, correct?
Correct.
Rad. And so this is one that I need to get this interview because he is actually one of the guys responsible or behind the scenes of the layout of this showroom. And Felipe, you did an amazing job.
Thank you very
so
much.
tell me a little bit about what your guys' idea was going into this.
Well, Canyon here doesn't just offer road bikes or mountain bikes. We offer quite a bit of variety to all sorts of riders. So we wanted to keep the space as organic and as fluid as possible, but we can engage customers during different aspects of their riding season, if you will. So currently we've got displayed behind me a bunch of our new gravel, our new Grail bikes, our Grail AL and our Grail CF versions, which are also very popular for bike packing right now. So we've got a cool little display showing the capabilities of what the Grail can do as far as backpacking, but also kind of wet your whistle, if you will, on what you can actually use for upcoming events. So you've got Dirty Cans on the calendar, and more locally, we've got the Belgian Waffle Ride on May 5th. So that's also an event they're promoting. The Grail will be a perfect bike for that particular event, so we're highlighting that right now. And it's constantly changing and evolving. We've got Oceanside 70.3 coming up April 5th. So we'll probably swap out the floor. If you come back tomorrow, it'll look different. We'll have nothing but Speed Maxes out there, so you can kind of cater more to those triathletes looking to get their next speed weapon. So we're constantly moving and evolving and hoping not boring anybody.
Cool, and you seem like a very stylish dude. In terms of like, if there's any people out there watching these videos who are into design or into artistic backgrounds and whatnot, what is your background?
I actually have a visual merchandising background. I worked for Nordstrom for a couple years, and I also, my degree is in environmental design. I was pre-architecture from the University of Colorado in Boulder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I guess last question for you is, how do I get those awesome shoes?
You got a New Balance, but these BOAs here,
we
actually
got the BOA
limited
system on there
edition
too.
from the Hawaii Ironman Kona last year. So.
Oh man, so yeah, those are probably can't get.
You probably still can't get
mine.
them, but you know, it helps if you know the right people.
Well,
sometimes.
we appreciate it, Felipe. Thanks so much, dude.
It.
So in terms of my review of that Canyon Strive 29, I think it's a bike with a lot of potential. So granted, short lap, but at the same time, that lap I feel like had a lot of stuff in it. It had switchbacks, it had techie climbs, fast, flowy, downhills, corners, really sharp corners as well, which is really nice for those big long travel 29ers to get a gauge for how nimble those things respond. In terms of climbing, I was actually pretty blown away. Very efficient climber, even without that shapeshifter on. Without it on though, like in the offsetting, I did feel like the seat angle was a little on the slacker side, but as soon as you hit that shapeshifter, you definitely felt that seat angle get a little bit steeper. I felt like I was a little bit more on top of that bottom bracket. In terms of like a suspension efficiency on climbing wise, I liked it a lot. It was basically efficient enough to where I could get out of the saddle and really sprint up those climbs, but they had just a tad bit of bob on that top stroke. But what I liked about that is as soon as I got out of the saddle and started going up like a tech climb, the bike still stayed planted to the trail really well. I felt like it was very responsive from the front end. The head angle wasn't too slack, something that I felt like long travel 29ers they were gravitating towards a little bit, is really slack head angles. So you would feel it in switchbacks, but I felt like the Canyon Strive 29 did really well in the switchbacks. In terms of downhill, it was nice, nimble, poppy, playful. I will say the wheelbase, a little bit longer than I would have liked. It is a proper XL, so for those of you really tall riders out there, you definitely feel like the bike is a little bit on the longer side from that reach. At the same time, like the pros to that, the bike's super stable at high speeds. I will also say the front end felt a little bit high for me. If I was to do a more extended demo on that bike, I would definitely slam that stem. I'm not sure what the stack height is on that bike. It didn't look like I had that many spacers left underneath, so maybe running like a handlebar with no rise would be a little bit more appropriate on that Strive 29. Another thing too, those guide brakes, not a big fan of. The wheels, a little on the heavier side, those DT Swiss 1900s. But all in all, I would say a very successful initial impression from that bike. Obviously, this isn't a completely in-depth review, just like a first impression. And it would be cool to kind of get a longer time on that platform, but I think Canyon has a really cool thing going with the direct-to-consumer program. They got that return policy. I guess my whole question would just kind of be down the line in terms of a warranty perspective. How's their warranty situation looking like? That's a question that I would ask you guys to ask Canyon if you're looking into buying a bike. They do have that return policy, which is really awesome for the first 30 days, but in terms of getting parts, because we have seen with those direct direct-to-consumer brands, it being a little on the tougher side because those bikes ended up selling really well in terms of sourcing replacement parts. That would be a big question for me, but I would say like if that isn't an issue, I think they have a really strong thing going over there. Their demo program is really rad. It's free to the general public. They're really awesome people, and that's not even just from a like a us being awesome MTB perspective. That's like we saw them interact with literally everyone that would walk through when we were there as well, and it was just really cool how they treated everyone really nicely. And I don't know, I think the whole kind of direct-to-consumer it's a new realm, and yeah, I think Canyon has a pretty cool thing going, so definitely recommend checking out that Canyon Strive, at least demoing it, and it sounds like they got a lot of demo opportunities. But that's my review of the Canyon Strive. Ew.